Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and another prediction video for the upcoming International 11. So I'm making these updated predictions for the International that's just coming up in 2 days because we've just finished the last chance qualifier. And I got to say that the last chance qualifiers was really exciting. I'm so glad to get one of my predictions right, Team Secret. The other team that made it was Team Liquid, the other Western Europe team, and Assume Gaming, which was what everybody thought would get through, did not make it. So I just have a few thoughts on that. So Team Secret did show up. They are becoming more and more united as a team, and all 5 players played amazingly. They developed their own styles and meta. So for Assume Gaming, they just didn't manage to pull through and didn't manage to play as well, and perhaps there might be some stress and whatnot. But Team Liquid, which was a team that consistently underperformed at the majors, they showed up. They showed up big time at this tournament. They were not only winning the games, but they were even crushing games really quickly. And so at the last chance qualifier, we saw many different heroes being picked and banned being played, those that have high win rates and those that don't. So I'll just go through what I am picking now for the heroes based on the last chance qualifiers, as well as a few other changes to teams and the players. So first off, previously the most picked hero that I chose was Silencer, because Silencer had a really high win rate in the most recent patch. And indeed, in the last chance qualifier, we did see that Silencer was picked up quite a lot. Unfortunately, Silencer didn't have a super great win rate. And instead, the heroes that was picked up the most include Marcy, Undying, Shadowfiend, and the reason that I'm going to choose Undying is because Undying has been nerfed, and so he's not broken. Undying is still sitting above 50% win rate and isn't broken. While he may be banned in many games, I think he will be picked more often than he's banned compared to, say, Marcy. That's why I choose Undying. What about the most banned hero? In the last chance qualifier, the hero that was most banned was clearly Marcy. Despite of so many nerfs, Marcy is still broken for being able to jump in, stun, slow, deal a lot of damage, and even solo an enemy carry with all her spells. So because Marcy is still considered broken, and in the games that she got through, which is about 17-19 games, she had above 75% win rate, and that's crazy. Because she is so insane, I'm almost certain that she will be the most banned hero. Now for the hero with the highest win rate, I'm still going to leave it as Tinker because I think that it has to be a hero that is only played a few games by specialty players in good situations. So it could be another hero like Meepo or Broodmother, but I think that Tinker is the one that's being slept on, especially when played in the hands of players like Nothing to Say. So beside from that, let me just point out heroes that have a really high win rate. In fact, the heroes with the highest win rate in the last chance qualifier with at least 10 games was Pudge. Pudge had above 75% win rate with over 10 games. The problem with this though is that if Pudge is becoming more and more broken, then he may be banned more often, or teams will figure out ways to counter him. Another possibility is that more teams will just pick Pudge for the sake of it, but may not have truly mastered the reason why it's so broken. So I'm still sticking with Tinker, as it may only be played like 5 to 10 games and win the games. For the hero with the highest assist average, I've changed it from Leech to Disruptor. I got to admit that I have some bias when I picked Leech. Leech was played quite a few games at the last round's qualifier and he did have quite a high assist. But Leech, as well as many other heroes that traditionally have high assists like Ancient Appariton, Silencer, or Earth Spirit, while they did still have high assists, they did not have as high assists compared to Disruptor and Enigma, which were played at least 10 games in the last chance qualifier. Also, when I look at Dota buff to look at heroes with the highest assist average, Disruptor was all the way up there. As Disruptor is becoming more popular and teams are really playing it well, glimpsing and everything, I do think that Disruptor may be a good contender to have the highest assist at TI. For the hero with the lowest death average, initially I put Wraith King, but after I give more thought to it, I've changed my pick. Wraith King might not even be played 5 games because he's played 0 games at last chance qualifier, so that's one of the reasons that I changed the pick. Slug will be played quite a lot, but from the last chance qualifiers, that Slug was almost one of the lowest heroes with the lowest deaths despite playing so many games. Slug also has a good win rate right now, and I think he may be doing quite well in the meta, being able to keep hitting heroes like Patch or like Undying, which are popular right now. So we'll see. Heroes with the highest last hit average, I chose Terrorblade. I feel like certain players, when they find that it's a good Terrorblade game and they are a good carry player, they can easily pull off a high last hit average. Also, I considered Naga Siren, but the problem with Naga Siren is that there are some people that play in a position 4 or even 5 role, and when that happens, obviously the game will not have that many last hits. So it's safer to pick a pure carry or pure farming meat, so I just chose Terrorblade. For the hero the most kills in game, initially I think I put Ursa or Ember, but I'm going to change it to Morphling, and that's because Morphling pop off a lot in many games in the last chance qualifier. It's really popular, so he would be picked up quite often, and there will be some game that he is absolutely stomping. When Morphling is stomping, he can easily get a rampage. He can waveform, hit and deal a crazy ton of damage. And so I'm just going to pick this Morphling. For the hero the most last hit in games, I'm just going to parallel to the highest last hit average and choose Terrorblade. I think that while Terrorblade is not the highest win rate hero, he will still be picked fairly often based on the game situation. So as he might be picked fairly often and he can send Illusion to farm all over, he can become the hero the most last hit across all games. Now let's just quickly go to teams. So for the teams, I've only made 1 or 2 changes. So in fact, I've only made 1 change, I think. For the change that I made in this list was that the team that wins the shortest game, I've changed it from OG to Liquid. And the reason I did that was because Liquid played really well. All 5 of their heroes step up in tempo. They win their lanes, they take down the towers, they push the game, they go to high ground even at 15 minutes and the enemy just says GG. Team Liquid pulled off and ended a game in 90 minutes at the last chance qualifier. Imagine that. With TI, where there are even more games, it's more likely that a team may end at 15 to 20 minutes too. And I won't be surprised if that team is Team Liquid, so I'm going to put Team Liquid here. So next, I'm going to look at the players, and for the players, for the player with the highest skill average, I've changed it from Somnus to Meike. And this is because if you look at the last chance qualifier stats, the player with the highest skills average was Meike. That's pretty insane. He even had a very low death. So many of the other Liquid players had a very good KD as well. But if as a whole team they are performing well, and Meike especially performs great and get beyond godlike almost every game, then I won't be surprised if he might be the one with the highest skill average. I'm keeping most skills, most last hit and most GPM in a game to Ame because I think he will play many carry games. For the one with the lowest death average, highest GPM average and highest last hit average, I'm going to keep as Yatoro because I think he'll play many games too and he consistently farms well. Yatoro likes to play many different carries based on the situation, and in the current meta many different carries can be picked, so I won't be surprised if he plays the most different heroes. I'm keeping DJ as the highest assist, and the only player that I'm changing is Xingyu. Initially, the player that I put have the most assists in a game is Taiga, and that's because I think that OG might get the most assists in one game, the longest game. but I decided to change it to Q because I think that PSG.LGD might be the ones that play the most games, and they may end up playing a game that is super long with a lot of fighting, and I won't be surprised if Q get a crazy amount of assists in one of those games, such as by playing Clockwork and constantly hooking in, or Tasca or something. So I made no changes to the tournament because these are all fairly accurate. For example, the total number of heroes picked and banned were all above 100 even in just the Lachon's qualifier itself, so it most likely will be correct for TI as well. So with that, I hope that you found this video informative, and if you like more details on some of the picks that I did not explain here, why did I mention them, and get some in-depth understanding for why this could be the correct pick, do watch this video that is linked at the end of the video and in my description below for the full TI predictions. So here are the heroes that I've chosen. Undying and Marty are very great choices. Here are the teams that I've chosen. I believe LGD is at their strongest, so they may win this year. Here are the players. Ame and Yatoro are good choices in many of these. Lastly, here are for tournament. With that, thank you for watching. If you like this, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below to share any of your thoughts or your own predictions too. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the upcoming TI as much as I do. See you there. Bye.